Hello everyone, welcome back to No Second Takes. My name is Matt, and today we're going to be taking a look at Alfie Deyes, or otherwise known as Pointless Blogs. Now, just to get everybody up to speed, for those who don't know who Alfie Deyes is, he started making videos back in 2009, I know, a real granddad of YouTube, and his original YouTube account was called Pointless Blog, although he changed that recently, probably because people were taking that name a little bit too literally. Now, Alfie Deyes has been in hot water with the commentary community in the past for things such as his book. It was titled The Pointless Book, and it was half written, so the idea was that you were supposed to fill in the other half, kind of like an interactive book slash journal. I personally don't really see the appeal. If you want a do-it-yourself book, why not just go out and buy a pen and a notebook and do it yourself? If you're not creative enough to make your own, just download a template off Google. Now, plenty of people from the commentary community have given him stick for this kind of stuff, especially a particular man who claims to make his videos in a shed. Now, another one of Alfie's controversies was the £1 video, where it seemed like he just didn't quite get the correct motivation behind why people made these videos and why it might seem a little bit like he shouldn't make one of these videos. And because of that video, he saw huge backlash from the commentary community and the general public. And again, with particular stick coming from the man from the shed. Now, one of the more recent things that has gotten people riled up about Alfie Deyes was the interview slash podcast he did with I'm Alex and Mr. Inabber, also known as Fraser. Supposedly, this video slash podcast was supposed to be a big sit-down conversation between Alfie Deyes and two titans of the commentary community. It was supposed to be open form where they could all ask questions, and Alfie Deyes even said, in particular, not to go easy on him.
Before we start, I just want to throw out, nothing is off bounds.
Yeah.
Swear if you want to swear, bring up anything if you want to bring up anything. I don't want anyone watching this thinking that I've limited you to certain topics or saying anything at all. Like, bring up whatever you want, say whatever you want.
Yeah.
100%, okay?
But in the end, an open conversation wasn't really what happened. I Am Alex ended up not saying a huge amount during the interview because it wasn't really what he had expected it to be, and he addressed that in a video that he put out recently.
If you don't watch something back, then it strikes me that you know you're not going to be happy with the outcome.
It's literally the first 30 seconds. It's like him cutting together a trailer of like him owning us.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking pissed, and that's why I was so angry. I stupidly expected probably too much from it.
And I don't hate
I
you.
also didn't realise it was going to be that angry. I do want to say that.
I
thought that even if I thought we were going to do it in a way that me and you are doing it now, none of us banging on the table. I started off cracking jokes. I stopped doing that pretty quickly.
You turned pretty somber.
I was like, I got almost annoyed at just being there.
And whenever Fraser was making a good point or showing a different point of view to the one Alfie Deyes was showing, Alfie would just slam his hand down on the table and push his own narrative.
If you ever want to have a picture, don't just take sneaky pictures. That's really rude. However, still love you guys. Love all your support. Just don't take pictures of me like across the table kind of thing. I'm just having my dinner in a restaurant.
Yeah.
And you said, because I said, but I still love you guys. That's pandering around it. And I was too scared. You were like,
No,
just
I
the first time
do
he was
believe
ever
that.
being real. And then he steps back and says he still loves the fans.
I stand by that in a way. I do stand by that. I feel like I was speaking
so
to...
I can't support my viewers, but disagree with something that they... As soon as you're putting something out there, number one, that's out there forever.
Forever.
And number two, the responsibility that holds for you can say, oh no, I take that back. I don't think about that anymore. Cool, that's got 500,000 views. Cool, that other video's got 1 million views. Cool, that video's got 500,000 views. This shit adds up, and it's like, it's serious now.
I also do believe, though, that in a way, if we do think about that and we do start thinking, well, this might feed into a narrative, this might make people think that.
It's called research, my friend.
Yeah, I know. I'm not
research.
saying no, but I'm
Do you
scared.
want to know how much money I made from book one for my advance?
Sure.
£4,000.
Oh my god, really?
Jeez, really? That's a
There we go.
surprise to me. That is an honest
No,
surprise.
because it was a massive cash grab.
But I do still...
Do your fucking research.
How am I...
In the end, it just really became the Alfie Deyes show, where he just pushed his own agenda and pushed his own flimsy arguments and justifications for why he did what he did to the camera. And in the end, it might as well have just been him sat with the camera on his own. He just never really took a moment to listen and let I'm Alex or I Never put the points forward that he was being criticized for this entire time. I'm Alex and Fraser just never got a chance to respond to anything that he was saying, because Alfie Deyes would just interrupt them almost immediately and push his own mind and his own point of view onto them. Now, because of this video, there has been subsequent drama, or beef you could call it, between I'm Alex and Jackmate, the aforementioned Shedman. But that's had its own videos made on it, its own Twitter lives, and even a podcast from Jackmate and I'm Alex explaining the whole situation and how it came about. But I'm getting off track. The main point of this video is that even in spite of Alfie Deyes coming face to face with the commentary community, he still decides to live his life and portray it through his YouTube videos as a complete double standard, where it's one rule for him and another rule for you as the viewer. Which brings us to the YouTube video in question, being a YouTube paparazzi for the day. Right, let's take a quick look at the video, have some fun, and then I'll give you my reasons for why I've got that catchy title.
I decided I wanted to change up my job for the day. When thinking about what kind of job would actually work out, like what I could actually do, I kind of realized that the only area I'm particularly knowledgeable about
Is nothing, right?
is YouTube and YouTubers.
Oh, right, you know about YouTube. That's why you're doing so well and you're gaining hundreds and hundreds of subscribers by the day. Ooh. Well, it's kind of going in the other direction for you, isn't it, Alfie?
YouTubers don't often get followed around by the paparazzi.
Right, so you make a point of the fact that paparazzi is very intrusive. You show awful clips of people being absolutely mobbed by photographers, and then you get it in your mind that it would be a good idea for you to do that exact same thing to your supposed friends. If this is what Alfie does to his friends, what could he possibly do to his enemies?
So my plan was simple. Grab my snazziest camera with my biggest photography lens, jump on the train to London and stalk their social medias to find out where they are, to sneakily take pictures of them without them knowing. Until this day, they still do not know.
So you went out of your way to take photos of people without their knowledge and then make a video out of it in which you show yourself taking those photos without their knowledge, and you admit that you uploaded this video without getting their permission. A little bit suspect there.
Oh, and if you think for even 1 minute I'm being serious and I'm legit looking for a new job and want to be a paparazzi, this is a complete piss take. I'm in London stalking my friends without them knowing, taking sneaky pictures of them and making it into a video.
Right, there are just a bunch of flaws in that disclaimer, but we'll take a look at that in a bit more detail later on. And you might think, oh, what huge UK YouTubers was Alfie Deyes trying to take photos of? Was it KSI? Was it Will and E? Was it Morgs? Let's take a look and see.
And instantly we've come straight back into the train station because Steve has just texted a group chat with us saying that he's on his way into London for a meeting at 3 o'clock.
Oh, yes, Steve. You know that massive YouTuber? That massive YouTuber, Steve. Also, if you were doing this as a sort of paparazzi challenge or something like that, you wouldn't have access to personal correspondence and personal group chats that the other people would have. So I just want to point out a little bit of cheating there, a little bit of cheatsies, but we'll move on.
Also, just walking around with this camera, people are skeptical. Like, people just don't like it. It's so big.
Oh, people don't like the idea that you're just taking their photos. Oh, I wonder who else doesn't like their photo taken without their permission.
If you ever want to have a picture, don't just take sneaky pictures. That's really rude.
Don't you worry.
Alfie just seems so gleeful after having invaded his friend's privacy without his permission. Right now, I've actually just checked out this guy Steve's channel. He makes some decent vlogs. He's got nice B-roll. It's nice and smooth. He actually seems to know his way around a camera, unlike you, Alfie. So yeah, Steve, I rate your stuff, but pick your friends a bit more wisely next time.
I want to see if he's been Insta storying today. 48 minutes. Bro, Soho Hotel! I told you! We're going to have to sit here on these stairs and just bat, and then...
What, just make a run for it after?
just sprint.
Right, so now he's stalked Joe Sargon Casperley's Instagram stories and found out that they're in the Soho Hotel. So now he just goes and sits down and just waits for them. This is high quality content. So he gets these photos of Joe and Casper getting into their cars, and it's all just a little bit weird. He then goes and stalks a guy called Mikey Piers. Don't worry, I hadn't heard of him either, outside of his gym. And he gets photos of him leaving, and again, Alfie's just seems really gleeful. It's almost as if he's getting into the mindset of a fan who just really wants their own photo of one of their people that they look up to and that they admire. Alfie himself is experiencing this little burst of joy that he gets taking photos of these people because he likes them, and yet he can't recognize and be okay with it when his fans do it to him. And this is where we begin to get into the double standard. So my first big criticism of Alfie Deyes is the blatant double standard that he portrays. He seems to think it's fine for him to take photos of other people without their consent, but when the tables are turned around on him and he's having his photo taken without his consent, he doesn't really care for it, does he?
I go to restaurants.
Of random people in restaurants.
Yeah, it's just a normal thing to do, isn't it?
I love it. I've got a whole folder on my phone of just people eating.
It's so normal.
Everyone have a picture. Don't just take sneaky pictures. That's really rude. Just don't take pictures of me like across the table kind of thing. I'm just having my dinner in a restaurant.
Now, he put that weird little disclaimer thing at the beginning of his video saying that he's not really looking for a new job. He's just being silly taking photos of his friends. What you're doing here, Alfie, isn't any less of an invasion of privacy than somebody coming up and taking a photo of you at your dinner table without you knowing. Alfie Deyes doesn't seem to realize that just because they're your friends doesn't make it any less of an invasion of privacy. Just like you being photographed by a fan at dinner without your knowledge, which you've already said that you don't like people doing that to you. So why are you now doing that to other people? It just doesn't make any logical sense. But then again, it doesn't have to, because it's Alfie Deyes' double standard. And finally, what's even more creepy is actually a statement you said even earlier in the video. You said that the people you had photographed didn't know you had taken their photos until this point, until you'd actually uploaded this video. If they were watching it when you uploaded it, that would be when they found out that you had just been stalking them and taking their photos. You supposedly used your friends' photos in your video without asking for their permission first. Now, I'm not saying everybody who vlogs has to ask for the people who are in the background of their videos for their permission to upload those videos, but if you're actively going out of your way to take photos of your friends, surely you'd want to ask them and make sure that they were okay with it before just blasting it out onto the internet. Like if I just went around stalking people and taking their photos and then uploaded it to YouTube, I'd be called a bit of a weirdo, wouldn't I? So Alfie Deyes, let me tell you, you're a bit of a weirdo. It's clear to see that you haven't learned your lesson from the commentary community, and unless you start thinking about your videos and actually thinking them through before you make them, edit them, and upload them, you're going to keep slipping up and keep making these mistakes. It's just blatant hypocrisy and double standards, and surely you don't want to portray yourself like that. So just think a little. If the roles were reversed, would you like some random person taking your photos without your consent from hundreds of meters away with a long telephoto lens and then making a video of that and putting it out on YouTube? I don't think you would, because you've already said you don't. Anyway, that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, comment. If you're new, please subscribe and hit the bell, and I will see you in the next video. Whoosh.